Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. So today's supper, I've seen something like it, but we're going to make it our own as usual. And I have some things I want to use up in my refrigerator before they go bad, so we're going to do that too. So we're going to do a Taco Tuesday, but we're also going to get rid of some stuff in the fridge. So the first thing, I thought about it, like I could use my frozen chicken, I could use the rotisserie chicken, whatever. Well, I told Tom, get me those pre-cooked chicken patties, and then I could chop them up real small and put those in there. And he's like, okay. So like I'm looking for him, and he's down in the basement. I'm like, the freezer's not down there anymore. So he comes up and he's got 2 cans of chicken. And he goes, well, do you want me to dig for it? And I'm like, no, we'll use that. So we're going to improvise, and we're not using anything out of the freezer. So we are going to use, and this is from 22, so time to use some of it up anyway. We're going to drain all that juice off of it, because we don't want that in our tacos. And I got 2 jars, because you know, even if you don't use all of it up tonight, we always send him lunch for the next day. You hear that? That's some nice sealed lids right there. Then I noticed that Walmart sent me the wrong thing, so we're going to have to fix that too. So I'm going to take all that chicken out of the jar, and I'm going to get it put into my pan. And I want it to break up into smaller pieces, so that's why I'm not trying to not break it up with the chunks, because I want it to be smaller. We're doing tacos, not burritos. So I'm kind of breaking it up inside the jar a little bit. And I'm starting to empty jars, which is a good thing too, because, you know, then you've got more jars to put stuff in. I truly do love canning, you guys. I'm going to do a couple canning videos, actually, for a girl that Tom works with. She's got her pressure canner now, and she wants to kind of learn how to can. And so I told her I would dedicate a video just to her. But obviously everybody can watch it, but you know what I mean. And that way she can learn how to can. We're going to get that started up. And once it gets warmed up a little bit, I'm going to break it up into even smaller pieces. Now the next thing I wanted was, I wanted pineapple chunks. They sent me pineapple slices, which that's no big deal. I drained all the juice out, and I'm going to cut these into smaller pieces, kind of like tidbits. I know, pineapple and a taco. But you know what? There's no reason that we can't have all different kinds of tacos. It doesn't mean that you gotta only have beef or chicken or, you know, lettuce, tomato, onions, all that good stuff. That's not what that means at all. Tacos are to be having fun with, and to be tasty too. This may have worked out better anyways, because now I can chop it up as small as I want to. Alrighty. Let's get that put in there. I'm going to let that heat up a little bit and clean up my chopping board here. And then I'll be back and we'll go to the next step. Alright, so now while that's heating up, I have some green onions that I cut off the one ends already, and we're going to get those used up too. You know, every once in a while, go through your your refrigerator, pick out things that you think are going to go soon, and let's get those used up, because remember what we talked about the other day, that waste costs us a lot of money, and we don't want to waste it. So, I challenge you, look through your fridge and maybe find something you can cook a whole meal with. Whether it's leftovers or, you know, stuff that you think is going to be going soon. Whatever it happens to be. And put that stuff to use. I mean, there's pieces that obviously I couldn't use of this, but it's better than wasting the whole entire thing, I think. Trying to get more research done for us to get on to the next, my next video. That flew over in there, that, when I cut it. Alright, so I'm going to let that heat up just a little bit longer. It's on low. So then remember, I had that little bit of headed lettuce left. We don't want that to go to waste either. Get rid of that outside piece. And we're going to use this up today and do a side salad with our tacos. Because I don't want to add lettuce and tomato on my tacos that I'm doing. I think they'll stand alone pretty good on their own. So we're going to take this half a head of lettuce and we're going to make it into 3 side salads. I think it'll be plenty. Look at that. Salad for 3. You can add anything that you have in your refrigerator, you know what I mean, to make it a little bit better. Then I went and I picked out my softest tomato, and we're going to use that up today too. Tomatoes, they'll sneak up on you. They'll be great one day and then soft like crazy the next. So, you know, you got to keep an eye out for those tomatoes. I know you're like, Chris, this is boring. We've watched you do this before. But then some of you say that you really like to watch me prep, so that comes with it. We're going to put some tomato on there. There's 2 things out of the fridge. And then I'm going to take a little bit of those onions and sprinkle that on top of the salad too, because I'm not going to need all those onions. And then just a little bit of cheese. I did open up another bag if I need it, but... Alright, so let me take those out to the table, and then we're going to get to our tacos. Alright, so now I have the chicken and the pineapple into smaller pieces. I really wished I had that fancy stuff you could just hone down on it. And then I had a bottle of barbecue sauce that I need to use up that was in the refrigerator. So now we're not going to have barbecue sauce going bad in the refrigerator either. I'm going to let that sit up for a little bit. And I did save the juice from the pineapple. So I'm going to put a little bit back in there. so we can have a little bit of sweet and savory. Because, well, why not, right? Look at that. Oh, these are going to be delicious, delicious, delicious. Tom won't be home for a bit, so I will just warm it up close when he gets home, closer to when he's going to be home. Look at that. I love to see all that stuff getting out of the refrigerator. Because I don't know about you guys, but you forget you opened up one thing and then you got 2 things of it, then you got 3 things of it, then all of a sudden you've got all these half-used bottles and everything. And it's time to get rid of that. Alright, so now we're going to warm that up a little bit. And we're going to try one of my tacos. Look at that. Doesn't that look yummy? So, just because it's different doesn't mean it can't be good. You know, use what you have. You know, if you want to... I watched a video today, and this is one of the best things I've heard anybody say, is if you can go one day, 1 week, or 1 month on no buy, other than stuff you really need, you know what I mean? How much money you can truly save. So, I'm sure even in the worst of houses, we have something in our refrigerators, freezers, pantry, whatever that we could use to make a decent meal. So I'm going to let that get hot, and then I'll be right back. Now what I usually do with Tom's is I put his filling in a little bowl and send it to work, and then his tortilla shells in a bag so that he doesn't have to have, you know, ucky in the next day. So I'm going to use a little bit of that meat. Make sure I get me some pineapple in there. Then I'm going to use just a tiny bit of cheese. I did take another bag out of the freezer, but I think that that should be enough to finish up our tacos. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that onion and use it on the tacos. I just don't think lettuce and tomato would taste good on these. So let's look at these a little up there close. Should I take a bite? Mmm. Mmm. You guys, that's perfect. Mmm. Mmm. Who says you can't make tacos out of anything? I just proved them wrong. So I'm going to call them BBQ Chicken Pineapple Tacos. So I'll be back when Tom gets home, and then he can taste test them. Well, hi Tom, how are you?
Hungry.
Look at those tacos. Ooh, and a side salad. So they're barbecue chicken pineapple tacos.
Just tacos.
Barbecued chicken
tacos.
Pineapple tacos. What do you think?
Really good.
What do you think, Jack?
Awesome.
Alrighty. He said he's starved tonight, so we'll let him eat. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
Bye, Jack.
Bye.
You guys have a great night.